This is Mark Bell, supertraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. We have some deadlifts here for you today. Got a big group of guys deadlifting. The goal here for today was just to work up to a heavy triple and then to come back down and do some speed work. Something we've been working on, or something I've been working on rather, is to use a non-deadlift bar and to also go with no belt, as you can see here. The reason for that is the deadlift bar, especially with pound plates, the weights start to really eke out towards the sides and the bar gets bent severely in the middle, and it kind of gives you a false sense of strength and how much weight you're moving. So we'd rather use a bar that's completely dead, that's got no whip to it, and that way it just makes you work that much more harderest. Plus, these bench press bars, or these multi-purpose bars, they are thicker than deadlift bars. So you're also getting the added benefit of working your grip as well as just teaching you to kind of bust your ass a little bit more. I think here now it's about 575 or so. Just going for a trippy. Or I'm sorry, that's 545. Not bad. Yeah, so that was it for me for the day, just working up to a heavy triple. Here's Chris Stamos banging out some reps. You can see he gets rounded quite a bit. That'll be something he's got to try to continue to work on. He gets rounded a little too much in the lower back. There's some rounding in the upper back is pretty natural with heavy deadlifts, but too much rounding of the lower back makes the lockout very difficult. It also can kind of make you lose your grip because you're out of position more. What you're trying to do on a deadlift is you're trying to establish a position from the bottom, and you're trying to maintain it. Robot did a great job of it right there. You're trying to establish a position from the bottom, and you're telling your body, okay, you son of a bitch, we're going to stay right in this position the entire time as we come up. And you want your shoulders to come up high and your hips to end up down low and end up underneath you, basically. But you don't want your angle to change too much as you're lifting. So the angle of your back, whatever degrees it is when you go to pick the weight up, should be similar to the way it is throughout the entire range of motion. Your back shouldn't be folding over too much. You shouldn't be getting out too far in front of the barbell. You want to try to turn the deadlift into a hip movement. So now here we are doing some basically compensatory acceleration training, cat training. One of the things about cat training that is really stressed is that you're just trying to move the barbell fast. If the barbell doesn't move fast, it doesn't matter quite as much. Whereas with dynamic work, the protocols taught to people by Westside Barbell, they're looking for you to move the bar very fast and to use somewhat lighter percentages. In this case, with cat training, we're not concerned about that. The percentages are a little higher, and if the weight is not moving, lightning fast, then so be it. You just kind of continue onward. On that same note, I perhaps am going a little bit too heavy on the speed work, maybe perhaps by about 20 or 30 pounds, because I would like to get a little more pop off the floor. You can see those don't look too horrible, but for me, I've always gotten a lot out of less, I guess you could say. And maybe that's why I've been successful to some extent at this sport, is I've always gotten a lot out of doing a little. I've always gotten a lot out of reducing the weight and doing the weight correctly, as opposed to just, going 50, 60, 70 pounds heavier and banging out some crappy version of a deadlift or a bench or a squat. So speed work has always been pretty good to me. But basically, what we're doing here is we're going heavy. We're doing one heavy set, Then we're following it up with speed work. The amount of sets we hit on this day, I believe, was about 6 sets of 3, maybe 7 sets of 3 or so. And you see, I'm able to lock them out pretty fast. I'm not fast enough, in my opinion, off the floor. It's around 500 pounds that we're using. And also keep in mind I still got no belt on, but we did shift over to the deadlift bar, and that was kind of more out of convenience. This week when I deadlifted, I used a really shitty bar for speed work, and holy crap did that hurt. Doing some repetitions on the speed work is nice because now you're getting in more volume. And when you get in more volume and when you do repetitions, you can kind of ingrain the proper technique into your head and into your body. You're also, when you do repetitions, if you get stuck or get in some sort of shitty position, you can overcome those positions more often in a training session through repetition work than you could if you were just doing heavier singles with more weight on the bar. Here I am doing some shruggies, trying to hit myself in the cack. These deadlift sessions have been pretty brutal to me lately. I'm getting a little banged up on them, so just getting through them is sometimes the hard part. And that is it from supertraining.tv.